Today on Trisha, she had her first baby at 16.
I didn't know what I was getting into. I didn't know anything.
Richard didn't care at all that I was pregnant. He was back and forth between another girl and me.
Were you old enough to settle down age 16?
I was the pimp at 16.
Now she's a mother of 2. Now, was there a time when you and another girl were pregnant at the same time?
Both times.
Both times. And she's here to prove this man is the father.
There's still rumors going around that you done slept with somebody twice my age. So get the man tested.
His own mother says it's time for him to step up.
This is about that kid. I don't care what the hell you're doing.
She's found pictures of him kissing other women.
She was kissing him and grabbing his butt.
And the evidence gets even uglier.
I turned around and my 7-year-old son had a dirty tampon.
The shocking secret that could destroy their marriage. You've been carrying a heavy burden, so now would you like to unburden yourself? What happened? And in a Trisha exclusive,
I'm just in a constant state of arousal.
she has 100 orgasms a day. Is it happening now?
It is happening right now.
And for her, it's pure torture.
Think of someone taking 2 suction cups to the back of your abdominal walls and constantly twisting them.
It's all today on Trisha. Epidemic affecting families across the nation. Kids having kids. And the decision to have sex at an early age is thrusting teenagers into real-life adult situations, as is the case for my next guest, Paige. At just 14 years old, she fell in love with this young man, Richard. Well, today, at 19 years old, she has 2 children, 2-year-old Malia and 6-month-old Malachi. So 2 babies, which Richard now vehemently denies. Listen to this teen mom's story.
I met Richard when I was only 14 years old. My life at home was very chaotic. I didn't see eye to eye with my parents. It was very rocky. When Richard came into my life, I felt like I needed him. He made me feel special, and he showed me attention. When me and Richard broke up, I was devastated. I felt like he was my life. I felt like he was all I had. I was shocked whenever I found out I was pregnant. I was only 16 years old. Richard didn't care at all that I was pregnant. He was back and forth between another girl and me, and it made me sick. When I got pregnant with our second child, I was so terrified. It was not planned at all. But I was ready to step up and be an adult and take care of my responsibilities, and I just wanted Richard to be able to do the same. Today, Richard tells people that these are not his kids. I'm tired of it. It is not fair to them. Richard is going to stop coming in and out of our lives. He needs to stop using me. We are parents now, and my children deserve the best life possible. They deserve to know who their father is.
Now, I want all of you to know that someone else is here who also believes Richard needs to step up to the plate. Backstage is his very own mother, Jeannie, who says she's tired, sick and tired of doing Richard's job and is ready to confront her son. We'll talk to Jeannie later, but first, Paige. How old were you when you 2 got together?
I was 14 years old. I didn't know what I was getting into. I didn't know anything. I had problems at home with my mom and my dad. I was looking for love. I thought Richard, that's who I wanted to be with. When me and Richard got together, he showed me everything. He showed me what love could be. Yeah. Now it's not nothing. After I had my kids, it's not nothing. I'm on my own. I don't have anything.
How was he when he found out you were pregnant the first time?
When he found out I was pregnant with my daughter, he didn't care. He showed no feelings. He showed no emotions, no nothing.
Did he go to the hospital with you?
No, nothing. His mom, he didn't go to not one doctor's appointment, nothing.
How did you get pregnant again by him?
Just thinking he was going to stay around, thinking he was going to make my family complete.
Does he have other children? How many children does he have in total?
4.
Now, was there a time when you and another girl were pregnant at the same time?
Both times.
Both times? What is this doing to you?
It's tearing me apart. I feel low. I feel like I'm nothing. I feel like I keep going back to something that's not there.
Now, you mentioned Jeannie, and she sounds like an amazing person to have on side.
She does everything for me and my children, everything.
you sound close.
Yes, me and his mom is very close. Me and his mom talk about everything, anything.
So look, why don't you, I'm sure she said this to you as an older woman, why don't you just move on from him?
She does tell me that. She tells me that constantly.
I'm definitely ready to hear what Richard's take is on this whole situation. So everyone, please welcome Richard to the show. Hey. Okay. Two sides to every story. So Richard, take me back to when you and Paige first got together. How did you see the relationship?
When we first got together, everything was good. We was gravy. Like, I loved her, but she also knew that I had a whole nother relationship that I was in when I started talking to her. You understand what I'm
Right,
saying?
from the word go. Did you see it as something serious or just a fling or just a bit
At
of
first
fun?
it was a fling, but she grew on me, you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, she was a very beautiful person to be around, you understand? And
Were you old enough to settle down age 16?
I was the pimp at 16. I didn't know what to do with myself at 16. I was still a kid myself.
Yeah, okay, I get that. Do you think Paige got that?
Not really.
So let's come to the children here. Do you think that Malia is your daughter?
Oh, yes, for sure.
Oh, you do?
That is my daughter, yes.
No doubt?
No doubt.
So why weren't you there during the pregnancy?
I was more so trying to make the other females happy.
And you're 21 years of age?
Yes.
You have how many children?
I have 4 altogether, claiming.
Claiming. Is there something that, to use your words, you said, at 16 you were a pimp, as you call it. Is there something written somewhere in stone that pimps don't use condoms, or?
I mean, it wasn't that I didn't want to use condoms. It wasn't my thing at the time.
So, Paige says you doubt her son. Why?
She got another guy tested. Like, where does that come from? Like, if it's my son and you're saying it's my son.
Okay, but Richard, we done had that DNA test.
Okay,
we done
but
had that.
but
Okay,
that's
but still hurts
understandable.
by the
But
things you say to me, Richard. It really
but that's
hurts.
understandable. But you can't expect me to do for him if I don't know if it's my son or not.
I never asked you to do nothing for
You
my
can't.
kids. I never asked you to do
You can't.
anything. I asked you to spend time with my kids.
Even the time though, I can't just give up my time because you think he's my son.
But you didn't give all your time to your daughter. I heard that your daughter still cries for daddy, so it sounds
That's
like...
because we're not together at this point in time. If we was together, my daughter spent every day.
It's not about us being together, Richard. It's about you being there for your kids.
We've been talking recently. I've been here every day since we got back talking.
All right.
Every day.
How does it feel that your mum is the one being dad, if you like? She's the one that's there.
I mean, my mom is basically she's helping me out. Not necessarily doing it because she looks at
It's not her job.
I understand that's not her job, but I'm still her son. She's going to help me
It
whether
doesn't matter.
whether
Okay, so
anybody
why
thinks
can't
it's
you
right
do
or
it
not.
yourself? Why
And you
can't
act like I don't
you do it
try.
for Malia?
But you act like I don't
Since you got
try
my
though.
son, why can't you do it for Malia?
Why don't you act like I try though?
Do you want to be with Paige?
I mean, not right this second. We have a lot to work on. We got a lot of understandings we need to get across.
Do you love her?
Yeah, I love her.
Are you in love with her?
I'm still in love with her, yes.
Do you...
So why do you hurt me?
What do I, like,
Constantly
what do I
going
really
back and
do
forth.
to you?
Basically, you're
not
confusing
my girlfriend,
me. It's
though.
not about me
Hang
being
on
your
just a minute.
girlfriend.
Are you in love with 2 women at the same time?
Of course I love both my baby moms. I do, because they have my kids.
Why do you keep going back to her?
Because she needs someone. She's always left alone.
It's not
like,
about what I need.
No matter how,
though. It's not about what
if
I
it's
need.
me or somebody else.
But if you're going to
she
keep
gets
on
her
going back to
feelings
her,
hurt,
then
and then she calls
I'm
me
not
for
with
help.
that.
You know what I mean?
I'm not with that
And
at
I
all.
don't turn her down at all.
Do you think she's needy and clingy?
She's clingy, yes.
She's clingy?
Yes, even as not being my girlfriend, she's clingy.
I've got to go to a commercial break in a minute, but I just want to ask you one quick question before we do. When you get back, because she needs you, and you go back there, do you still have sex with her?
I had sex with her last night. I mean, that's my baby mom.
Well, as you know...
Be serious, though.
Huh?
Be serious, though.
Hang on, did you use a condom?
No.
No. As you know, Richard's mom, Jeannie, is backstage. She's a poor son's behaviour.
Wow.
When we come back, we'll hear from Jeannie and we'll get the results of both the DNA tests. Stay with us. Up next.
Do you want some dog actually doing that to her? What you're doing right now, would you want somebody doing that to her?
They will.
Huh?
Then, the shocking secret that could destroy their marriage. You've been carrying a heavy burden, so now would you like to unburden yourself? What happened? And later, She has 100 orgasms a day.
I'm just in a constant state of arousal.
A Trisha exclusive. The truth is revealed.
What are you going to do?
Today on Trisha. Welcome back. Welcome back. We've been talking about kids having kids and giving us a more in-depth look into this reality. It's 19-year-old Paige, and I don't know whether I call you boyfriend or ex-boyfriend. Richard, how would you describe yourself?
We're friends.
Friends with benefits. Now, Paige says she's devastated over Richard denying that he is the father of one child or both children?
One child.
Just one child, her son. Now, ironically, Richard's own mother, Jeannie, is here, and she's on Paige's side. Now, Jeannie says she's fed up with playing daddy to Richard's children, so let's bring her out. Welcome, Jeannie.
Richard, why? I don't get it. That's just it. You can't keep going back and forth in and out of these kids' life. You were raised better than that. I raised you by myself.
I understand that.
By myself.
I understand that.
I remember you at 4 years old watching me struggle saying, Mom, I'm going to get a job to take care of you. That's what you taught me at 4. Do you want your kids saying that to her?
It's not that, though. If I wasn't being there for you, who would be there for you right now?
Okay, let me ask you something.
Right now, son, you are being.
If I would have dropped her and just left her alone, what would
But the
be the
thing
point
is,
right
you
now?
need to continue it. Don't stop it. Keep it going. That's the point here.
Jeannie.
And after today, when these results come out, if you don't, you're going to deal with me. And you know it's not going to be fair.
Jeannie, let me ask you something, Jeannie. I was really shocked and amazed before the break when I asked if, he says, Richard saying they're just friends. Mm-hmm. I asked when the last time they had sex.
Last
night. Did you use protection? No. So we could be sitting here doing this all again in another 9 months.
And at the same time, okay, yeah, it's just cover it up, shoot it up, do something.
Yeah.
Do something. I told you after Malia, don't you do it. You went and did what?
Did it again.
And you said you actually told Paige after, when? To get some birth control?
Don't you dare get pregnant again, period.
So why didn't you get birth control?
And she got birth control and took it out.
Why?
To have another baby by Richard.
What, really? You decided to have another baby? What did you think that would do?
I thought it was gonna bring us together.
Hello?
That's my son. I love him to death. And but I'm a woman first.
Yeah.
And exactly,
I've been
that's
a
why
woman.
I always get put down. It's because you're a woman first.
Thing is,
woman
though,
first.
What did I tell you the first day
What
when
does
he
that
was born?
mean?
What did I tell
Why
you
can't
when
you
he
just
was
be a human
born?
being?
Why not get the DNA test?
I got it.
Now, 2 years
So
later.
now what?
Oh, 2 years later,
For
I
who?
told you day one.
For who, Malia?
Both.
I don't need it
Day
from
one.
one. I did not hear for the
just a
first
minute.
beginning, but now what?
So you're saying he
Now
did?
what?
At first.
He
At
denied
very
it first.
first.
At
And that's
very
because
Now,
of
let me
rumors.
ask you, did you ever think that...
I don't doubt
Just like
none
now.
of my grandkids.
So you didn't know that Paige was with somebody else
Not
around that
until
time?
the end of it.
Oh.
But I put it this way.
Exactly.
What did I, at first pregnancy and second pregnancy, by who? Was my question.
Oh, right from the word go.
And what she said to you?
Richard. is
Okay,
what
but
said
she
to me.
told me, no, it's not your child, it's his child. So get the man tested. Get the man tested.
told you that or he
You
told
got
you
him
that?
tested? Okay, it's still rumors going around that you done slept with somebody twice my age.
But you know I
What are you
didn't.
saying, though?
But you know I didn't.
How do I know this? Because you're
Which is
telling
why
me
I lied
this?
to you. Okay.
Because you're telling to me about stuff before.
Y'all are parents now. Here's my thing. Y'all are parents. These kids are the only one being affected by y'all not growing up.
No, I get you. I'm with you on that one.
That's the problem.
Jeannie, do you think that's because of Paige, because of your past, because you said right at the very beginning of all this, you've had a really, really tough past. So I have a saying, when you're all at sea and you think you're drowning, you will cling at the first bit of driftwood that comes by and you'll keep going back to it.
Yes.
And you'll do anything you need to. And this is about kids having kids, not working through your own stuff and being adult enough to be, you know.
And I mean, the thing is, they have support.
How old were you when you had Richard?
I was 17 with him.
And you were on your own?
On my own, paying my own rent.
Maybe you,
just like, that's why, I mean, this is like my child as well.
I am your son. And every time we talk about this is just how I feel. This is how I feel every time.
Because this
Richard is the bad person every time. Why?
Malachi is 6 months old.
So what?
September 13th should be
Hey,
DNA.
shall we find out?
You shall we find out? Here. You should have got
And
DNA.
I asked you to take
right
DNA.
off the
I asked you to
bat.
take DNA. I asked you to take DNA before you asked me.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
Yes,
Richard,
yes,
let's find out.
please
Let's
do it.
find out.
Please.
Okay, now,
Malia first.
all right. This is your daughter, Malia, first. You want to put all doubt to rest? Do you want to? I don't know what it says in here.
That's my daughter.
Do you want to find out?
That's
My baby.
Yeah. You know something? You said to your mum about being a female. Maybe by doing the right thing.
Do you want some dog actually doing that to her? What you're doing right now, would you want somebody doing that to her?
They will.
Huh? Because that's what's going to happen.
It will. It will
That's
repeat.
exactly
It
what
will repeat.
happened.
Okay. Do you want to find out about her? Do you want me to open it, Richard?
It don't make no difference. That's my daughter. That test ain't gonna tell me nothing that I don't already know.
Would you like me to open it?
Yeah.
Okay. Is that okay with you that I open it? All right. I know. It's fine. Coming up, you're the one with the doubts. Do you want to open this?
Open it. They're going to hate you.
But first, the shocking secret that could destroy their marriage. You've been carrying a heavy burden, so now would you like to unburden yourself? What happened? And later, she has 100 orgasms a day.
I'm just in a constant state of arousal.
A Trisha exclusive. The truth is revealed.
What are you going to do?
Today on Trisha. Please welcome Carla. Carla says her self-esteem was at an all-time low after several failed relationships. But all that changed when she met her husband, Paul. Not only did he accept her, but he accepted her 5 children as his own. Sadly, her fairy tale marriage has become a nightmare. You see, Carla discovered photos of her truck-driving husband with other women. Even worse, she suspects he's been paying for sex on the road. Watch this.
There have been times in my life that broke me down really bad. I've been choked, hit, kicked, and mentally abused. The day I married Paul was the best day of my life. I fell in love with Paul the minute I saw him. He means everything to me. He wasn't only there for me, he was there for my 5 kids. But today I feel like I'm living with a stranger. I don't even know who he is anymore. I think my husband's cheating on me and I don't think he loves me anymore. It's been 3 months since my husband even kissed me and he calls me ugly. If my husband doesn't want me, then who would? When I look in the mirror, I see ugliness and worthless. People have sent me pictures of my husband dancing with other girls and kissing them. My heart is broken. I feel like I lost my marriage.
Wow. So Carla, tell me, let's go back. What was your life like before you even met Paul?
It was bad. It was like in a dark space.
And Paul was the one who was like your kind of knight in shining armor, huh?
Yes, he came in and saved me, mostly.
So when did things start changing?
About a couple months in our marriage.
What happened?
He started going back to the bar.
What, on his own, without you?
Without me, because I don't go to the bar. That's not my type. I like staying at home.
I understand you're worried because he works a lot of hours, but you
Yeah.
don't think the money's adding up.
The money's not adding up, but I'm not allowed to know the money.
Are you worried that he's doing what with the money?
I don't know, spending it at the bar on females.
Do you think he might be spending
probably paying for sex.
Now, there was another picture as well of him in
Yep.
what, with him, with another?
Him and our close friend, and she was kissing him and grabbing his butt, and he said it wasn't him.
Are we talking a peck on the cheek?
No.
Now, have you ever found anything that's made you to wonder what, I don't know, like in the car or things like that?
I turned around and my 7-year-old son had a dirty tampon. And it was used.
So look, you brought him here, sweetheart, to take a lie detector test.
Yes, because I want to know.
Yeah, but I got to ask you, when you come here asking for the truth, what if it turns out that he has been up to something? What are you going to do?
I got to leave him. I mean, he's supposed to be adopting my 3 younger kids, but not if he's cheating on me. I can't.
Shall we find out what's actually going on? Well, as you all know, Paul claims that he's innocent and he was willing to do anything to save his marriage. We'll find out if he's telling the truth when we reveal the results of the lie detector test. Stay with us. Up next, you've been carrying a heavy burden. So now, would you like to unburden yourself? What happened? And later, she has 100 orgasms a day.
I'm just in a constant state of arousal.
A Trisha exclusive.
You are the five. Get off my stage.
The truth is revealed.
What are you going to do?
Today on Trisha. Okay, we're back with Carla, who, after a series of failed relationships, has once again found herself in a very dark place. She's here to discover whether or not her husband of 3.5 years, Paul, has been unfaithful. Now, Carla says all the signs point to infidelity, but only a lie detector test will determine if this marriage stays out of divorce court. Now, we've heard Carla's side of everything. There are always 2 sides to every story. So it's time we meet her husband. Let's meet Paul. Hey.
You're hurting me. I know, but you're hurting me. I know, but you're tearing me apart, Paul.
Wow. Have a seat. Have a seat. You look pretty upset. So you look after...
I'm sorry.
You're sorry. How much do you love
I love
Carla?
her more than anything in this world.
And the kids?
I love the kids more than I can ever imagine. Without Carla in my life, I would really shrivel away to nothing and die.
So, Paul, the whole thing about coming here was doing a lie detector test.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. You seem really upset. You've taken on a lot with Carla's family.
That's my family.
Paul sat down with our Tim Acosta, our private investigator and polygraph examiner, to take a lie detector test, but things didn't go exactly as planned. So Tim Acosta is with us. Tim, can you tell us what happened? What happened last night?
Trisha, Paul came into the office. He sat down. I spoke to him a few minutes. I did a pre-test interview with Paul. I went over the test questions that I was going to ask him on the test. This way he knew exactly what was coming. I attached the instrument to Paul. Paul immediately, during the first test, started deploying countermeasures, which is used to alter the data that the polygraph instrument's collecting from his body. I warned him a few times to stop. He continued. I stopped the test. Paul broke down, started crying, at which time I stopped the test, detached the instrument from him, and had the staff come and speak to him.
How many times did you try to do the test?
5 times, Trisha.
The fact that you come out here and you're so upset, you've been carrying a heavy burden. So now, would you like to unburden yourself? What happened?
About 7 months ago, Carla,
Just move.
I did cheat on you one time. And I feel it's the worst person in the world for doing
What happened? Were you drunk or were you...
I was just feeling really down about myself because, I mean, Carla and I were getting a lot of arguments. She used to call me fat and, like, put me down a lot, and it made my self-esteem so low. And I just thought we were on outs, and I just made a mistake.
Okay, let's just hold on. Let's hold on. Take a deep breath. Take a deep breath.
I'm so sorry.
Was it just, now you really need to be honest because Tim has got, was it just that once or
Yes,
other time?
ma'am.
Can we get the rest of the lie detector test results? I think I got the questions here. Everything needs a beginning, all right? Every phase needs an end and everything needs a beginning. So let's start with some truths. We asked you, during your marriage to Carla, have you ever had sexual intercourse with any of the women you have met at bars? You said no. Tim?
The polygraph determined that Paul was being truthful.
We asked you, during your marriage to Carla, did you have sexual intercourse with the woman you are seen dancing with in the picture that was sent to Carla? You said no. Tim?
The polygraph determined that Paul was being truthful.
We asked you, are you still in love with Carla? You said yes. Tim?
The polygraph determined that Paul was being truthful.
We asked you, during your marriage to Carla, other than the one time you've just admitted to, have you ever had sexual contact of any kind with any other woman? You said no. Tim?
The polygraph determined that Paul was being truthful.
And I've regretted it every day since.
Okay, so let's talk about all of this. All right, move closer. I know you feel like using that hand as sucking one at the moment. Just do this for me, okay? I want you just do this. Put that tissue down because the tissue's for tears for yourself, okay? So and you too. So you got 5 kids straight on the floor. All right. Now I just want to talk through a few things with both of you, okay? Excuse me. It takes 2 to make and 2 to break a relationship. So Paul, you need to stop crying for yourself. And you need to stop crying for yourself. You get scared and your world shrinks, so you cling more to somebody. They start feeling unloved because you don't love you. No. And probably he has to make most of the first moves anyway. I know, I hear that. But so one time he felt in a corner and did something else. Now, from talking to you, our producers talking to you, and all the background information and my little questions that I throw in there, you're a good couple. You know that old saying, if you don't love yourself, how can you ask somebody else to love you? He loves you. He does love you. He passed everything else.
I'm sorry. I love you so much. Can you please forgive me?
It'll take some time. But she's offered to, she has said she will work on it. And that takes a lot of courage. So you want to leave together?
Not right now, no.
You need some time. No, that's fair enough. You need some time.
Yeah.
Okay. So will you meet up with our counsellor if I send Paul off that way? Yep?
Yeah.
And you sit down with our counsellor and talk about how you take this step by step. We'll be right back. Up next, his own mother says it's time for him to step up.
This is about that kid. I don't care. What the hell are you doing with this?
You're the one with the doubts. Do you want to open this?
Open it. They're gonna hate you.
And later, she has 100 orgasms a day.
I'm just in a constant state of arousal.
The truth is revealed.
What are you gonna do?
Today on Trisha.
When Richard came into my life, I felt like I needed him. He made me feel special and he showed me attention. I was shocked whenever I found out I was pregnant. I was only 16 years old. Richard didn't care at all that I was pregnant. He was back and forth between another girl and me. When I got pregnant with our second child, I was so terrified. It was not planned at all. But I was ready to step up and be an adult and take care of my responsibilities, and I just wanted Richard to be able to do the same. Today, Richard tells people that these are not his kids. I'm tired of it. It is not fair to them.
You were raised better than that. I raised you by myself.
I understand that.
By myself.
I understand that.
And after today, when these results come out, if you don't, you're going to deal with me.
You decided to have another baby? What did you think that would do?
I thought it was gonna bring us together.
Hello?
There's still rumors going around that you done slept with somebody twice my age.
Here's my thing, y'all are parents. These kids are the only one being affected by y'all not going.
This is your daughter, Malia, first. You want to put all doubt to rest? Do you want to, I don't know what it says in
That's
here.
my daughter.
Do you want to find out?
That's my baby.
My baby.
Yeah. You know something? You said to your mum about being a female, maybe by doing the right thing.
Do you want some dog actually doing that to her? What you're doing right now, would you want somebody doing that to her?
They will.
Huh? Because that's what's going to happen.
It will
That's
repeat.
exactly
It will
what
repeat.
happened.
Okay. Do you want to find out about her? Do you want me to open it, Richard?
It don't make no difference. That's my daughter. That test ain't gonna tell me nothing that I don't already know.
Would you like me to open it?
Yeah.
Okay. Is that okay with you that I open it? All right. I know. That's fine. Richard, the DNA test determined that Malia is your daughter.
We know that. We knew that.
Right, let's find out with Malika. And your mum is... Let me tell you. So who wants to open this? You're the one with the doubts. You want to open this?
Open it.
Now,
Yes.
can I get an apology for anything?
Now what? Now what?
Can I get an
What are you
apology?
going to do now? What are you going to do? Are you going to do? Is somebody else going to be able to say, Richard, that's not your son?
What are they gonna be able to say? They
What are you
can't.
going to do now?
Like I said,
What
I only
are you
had
gonna
doubts
do now?
because of the rumors.
I want an apology.
I'm sorry.
She needs an apology.
But y'all not understanding what I'm saying.
She needs
though.
an
Richard, it
apology.
still hurts me to think that
Okay,
you're
you
texting
think
me
it don't
really
hurt
hurt
me?
me.
Hey,
I apologize to you for everything I do
just a
to you
minute.
all
You
the
act like I don't
time.
apologize
Okay,
to you.
Richard.
It's beyond y'all's relationship.
Yes.
This is about the kids. I don't care. What the hell are y'all doing?
You're doing all that, but this is what brought the relationship with me.
And that's why.
Jeannie,
But now you know it's your son.
Okay,
listen,
son.
listen, whoa. All right, and the other thing is having unprotected sex still? Come on. Both of you. Use some, listen, let
back on me.
Yes, both of you. Get some birth control. Have some control so you really choose when you are ready to have a child.
No more.
I think he needs a hug
he
right
does.
now. He needs a hug right now. Come on. Get up here. All right, sweetheart. Come on.
Are you happy now?
Oh, he looks ecstatic. Up next, in a Trisha exclusive,
I'm just in a constant state of arousal.
she has 100 orgasms a day. Is it happening now?
It is happening right now.
And for her, it's pure torture.
Think of someone taking 2 suction cups to the back of your abdominal walls and constantly twisting them just like that.
You are the fire. Get off my stage.
The truth is revealed.
What are you going to do?
Today on Trisha. Okay, let me give you the headline, people. Woman has 100 orgasms a day. Yeah. I know. Yeah. Oh, yeah, lucky lady, huh? Well. That so-called lucky lady is here with us today. Meet Amanda, and guess what? Her life is a living hell. She's always in pain, always in anguish. You see, Amanda suffers from a rare medical condition that means she's in a state of sexual arousal almost every minute of the day. So if you're thinking, hey, what's so bad about that? Watch this and think again. For the last 14 years, this woman has suffered from a rare, debilitating genital disorder that has taken over her life.
My name's Amanda. I'm 22 years old, and I suffer from a disorder called persistent genital arousal disorder. Basically, what it means is I'm just in a constant state of arousal.
From a very young age, Amanda says she suffered silently as her condition grew worse and worse.
When I first noticed it was when I was about 8 years old, and as I got older, it was something that started to progress and get more intense.
Living her life in a constant state of arousal, Amanda says even the simplest activity can trigger it.
Getting on a plane and coming over here from my home state, that was an experience within itself. Anything from a phone, vibrations, loud music.
Love the vibrations and the bass just form the disorder. It's like, yeah, it's too much. I have a few onsets tics going on right now.
Is it the car ride that's making it worse?
Yeah, it's probably the motion from the car ride right now. A lot of bumpy roads.
I've had very dark moments with this disorder. I've actually even attempted committing suicide at one point when I was younger. I've gotten a lot of ignorant remarks about it. No one knows the depressing world that comes from disorder. At the end of the day, living with this disorder is one of the loneliest things I could think somebody could go through.
So Amanda, before our audience were like, whoa, lucky lady. But listening to that, it's not such a nice existence, is it?
It's not something that you would want, even though it's understandable that most people would have that initial reaction. Most people do, but...
I'm going to ask you the questions that you must have been asked so many times before, because this started when you were a little girl, when you were 8.
Correct.
And people were going to ask, is it happening now? Can I ask, is it happening now?
It is happening right now.
Can you describe what it's like for people who...
It's kind of like I have a pain going on in my lower abdominal wall. So you get the sense of arousal, but really behind it, it's the pain, the constant pain that I have to. It's like a cramping, like it kind of, the way I describe it to people as a visual reference would be, think of someone taking 2 suction cups to the back of your abdominal walls and constantly twisting them, just like that.
What is happening to your social life?
Thankfully, it hasn't ruined my social life yet, but my friends are very supportive and understanding, and as well as my family. So I just have a lot of gladiators behind me going through this. And
you've never seen a specialist for this?
I haven't seen a specialist for this, unfortunately, because there's been about 5 or 6 multiple incidents where we've gone to doctors and told them about this disorder, and with all of these incidents, I was the first person ever informing them about my disorder.
In our audience is the professor of psychology at Rutgers University and the author of 2 books on sexual response and orgasm. I'm talking about Dr. Barry Komisarek. Doctor, come on up here. Hi. Hi. Nice to meet you. So tell us about this, what's it called, PGAD?
Yeah, persistent genital arousal disorder.
Right.
I was known a little bit for doing some research on it. A doctor called me and told me that his wife has the condition, and she also has a Tarlov cyst. And I said, what's a Tarlov cyst? I never heard of it. So I looked it up in the literature, and it's a blister that forms on the genital sensory nerves that rubs on the entrance to the bone. So it's very likely that the Tarlov cysts are associated with PGAD. And the test of that I'm working on right now is to give a local anesthesia injected to the Tarlov cyst and see if the symptoms are alleviated. If they are, then there's a treatment that could be applied.
Is that something that maybe you could talk to the doctor about trying that, at least?
Absolutely. I'll try anything that will help me at this point.
Maybe you can keep us up to date with what goes on. I know how difficult it is to talk about all of this. I know it's taken a tremendous amount of courage for you and your mom to come here and talk about it. So maybe all of our audience, everybody out there, will think again when we see those kind of tabloid headlines saying, woman has 100 orgasms a day. People, this is the reality. I want to thank both of you for doing it. We will keep you updated on Amanda's progress, and we will be right back after this. The truth is revealed.
What are you going to do?
Today on Trisha. I want to thank you for joining me today, and I want to thank my studio audience because I don't know if you realize it, but you gave a lady a lot of courage today, and I thank you for your warmth. Thank you.